Hello, my friends. Today we're going to break down what to expect from the next generation of the ICON network, ICON 2.0, and I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about this monumental change. This ICON 2.0 explainer is the third video in an ongoing series that was made possible by a grant awarded to my channel by the ICON Foundation to make educational content about the ICON ecosystem. So I want to give a big thank you to them for making this show possible. Now, one of the most significant events in the history of ICON has come in the form of ICON 2.0, which at the time of watching this video might be a day away from launch or already launched. And it is the next generation of the ICON network, which brings a complete architectural overhaul to the ICON protocol that will make a huge difference for the users on the network and the holders of ICX. The ICON network has been around since 2017 in its ICON 1.0 form, and it was built on the Loopchain blockchain consensus and network engine that I made a whole video about. If you're interested in digging deeper, I'll link it below. In 2020, the ICON Foundation declared its plans to completely re-architect the ICON Loopchain software platform to make it more efficient, more powerful, and to double down on its core mission of interoperability. Remember, ICON's mantra has long been to hyper-connect the world. So let's dive into the new features and what you can expect from this monumental change to the ICON protocol. I did mention right up front that this was a complete overhaul, not just a minor upgrade. This was a total architectural redesign, and that's not an exaggeration. One of the primary changes that ICON 2.0 has undergone is a full stack rewrite of the core blockchain engine, which took the original implementation that was written in the Python programming language and rebuilt it from the ground up with Go. The new blockchain engine, dubbed GoLoop, has been rewritten in the Go programming language for a handful of reasons. Firstly, Go is an extremely performant language that is ideal for these types of applications that demand high performance and efficiency. I won't go into the deep, low-level programming specific details too much, but what you need to know is that building this new blockchain core in Go was a wise move from a foundational perspective, and it'll make maintaining this code base easier long-term, in my humble opinion. With this new high-performance base layer, additional features have been built that will make ICON 2.0 significantly more appealing for decentralized application developers and users alike beyond just performance. First and foremost, ICON 2.0 is bringing a brand new smart contract execution environment, which also makes a smart pivot in the underlying programming language. Originally, ICON 1.0 offered a Python execution environment for its SCORE, or Smart Contract on Reliable Environment framework, and this was an okay start, but there were some issues. For example, Python's performance left a lot to be desired, just like it did at the base layer engine level. And secondly, contracts written in Python had to be developed with extreme care because they run directly without a virtual machine. This meant that those developing applications on ICON had no choice but to put their code through rigorous audits before deployment, which I would recommend anyway, but it became cumbersome for developers to go through a process just to deploy their applications and publish them onto the blockchain, which is an extra process. In response to this, ICON 2.0 brings support for Java in their new SCORE implementation. Java is a ubiquitous programming language used by countless developers, and even if you're not a developer, you've probably heard of it. It has mature tooling, tons of documentation, and the Java virtual machine means that code does not have to go through a pre-audit before publishing to mainnet. Now let me caveat here really quickly. This is not me saying that you don't need a functional audit that checks for security vulnerabilities and that things behave properly, right? This is replacing the audit for simply putting the code on chain so it doesn't break things on mainnet. You will not catch good old Hashoshi advocating for mainnet smart contracts being shipped without an audit by a third party. Okay, just getting that out of the way. Anyway, this is a great move, which is much needed to accelerate development on ICON and eliminating a roadblock that there's been for developers in some cases in the past. Now, secondly, ICON 2.0 will bring significant changes to the underlying mechanics of the network, including its economics, performance, and consensus, which are all related to one another, to be quite honest. One such change to the ICON incentive scoring system, or IISS, which balances the incentives core to the governance and block-making mechanism on the network. This is driven by elected entities called public representatives, or PREPs, by way of voting amongst ICX holders. By the way, if you're not voting and you are an ICX holder, you're missing out. You really should be. You earn yield for doing so, and it's critical to the network security. Need I say more? Anyway, by better aligning incentives of the P-reps to that of the network at large and decoupling the reward distribution mechanisms from the core blockchain engine layer, ICON 2.0 will be more stable and more flexible to change in the future. Furthermore, ICON 2.0 introduces a scaling mechanism not unlike those found in Phantom or Cosmos, for example, where each application operates effectively like its own blockchain or network and then communicates with other blockchain applications on the network. In essence, this feature, called multi-channel technology, lets each decentralized application rely on a sort of independent or tailored blockchain network to operate somewhat concurrently with others on the network. This should result in improved throughput and performance for applications on ICON, particularly as transaction flow increases with the growth of DeFi primitives like Ohm and Balanced on ICON, which are already great. Performance-wise, there should also be some tangible block time and general node client improvements from the replatform from Python to Go at the base blockchain engine layer. But we shall see what that looks like upon launch. Hard for me to predict what that's going to look like. Finally, the most exciting thing for me, I have to be honest, is the focus placed on the generalized interoperability protocol ICON has been working, and it's basically going to be core to ICON 2.0. ICON 2.0 will prominently feature BTP, or the Blockchain Transmission Protocol, that ICON has developed as a cross-chain interoperability solution. BTP allows ICON to communicate with various different blockchain networks to move tokens, information, and generally interact with other blockchains like Ethereum, for example. And this is the final frontier of blockchain technology. I've been saying it for a long time, but interoperability is what will bring the renaissance of this technology and make it mainstream. It takes the wind out of the sails of blockchain maximalists and let users decide where they want to transact and interact with one another without being locked in because they started on this network first. I cannot overstate the importance of this type of technology for the growth of the space, and it will likely open up massive opportunities for DeFi platforms on ICON, as ICON 2.0 will now have tons of new sources of liquidity and assets to integrate into their platforms. Even more exciting still is the potential for ICON to connect with other interoperability networks like Polkadot and Cosmos to bring in assets from those networks and even create transitive connectivity bidirectionally with other blockchains through them. The collaboration opportunities are endless, and BTP is one of the most underreported developments in the blockchain space right now. And I'm hoping that changes once it goes live and it shows what it can do at the core of ICON 2.0. So initial integrations for BTP include Moonriver on the Kusama network, Binance Smart Chain, and then followed by Near Protocol, and some new integrations are just getting started, like Harmony One and Algorand. The BTP working group has 50 developers and more participating in the implementation of BTP integrations. And I also want to call out as well, there's an ICON sidechain dubbed ICE, which will undoubtedly be bridged via BTP as well. ICE is an Ethereum virtual machine compatible network that will let developers run Ethereum dApps natively in the ICON ecosystem and communicate with the ICON 2.0 mainnet directly via BTP. I would be willing to bet. Now, it would be unproductive and frankly ungodly long-winded for me to share every single thing that ICON 2.0 will bring to the table in terms of features and functionality that makes it a huge improvement over ICON 1.0. That should tell you the magnitude of the changes that have been made to ICON with this 2.0 version and the work that has gone into making ICON a powerful player in the world of layer 1 blockchain networks. I, for one, am very excited to use ICON 2.0 and to see the fruits of the team's labor myself, which will be happening on or around November 4th, 2021. You might be watching this before then, you might be watching during or after the launch, but the story remains the same. ICON 2.0 is not just an upgrade, it's a completely new evolution of the ICON network. So make sure that you are subscribed to the channel and you stay tuned for the next episode of this ongoing ICON series, because the next video is going to be diving deeper into BTP and the ways that it can be used, generally how it works. So I'm going to compare BTP to other awesome interoperability protocols out there like Cosmos and Polkadot, and it's going to be a great show. So make sure you do. Stick around for those and keep those notifications on. I want to thank you so much for watching this video and any other video that you watched of mine, and I want to wish you and your family a wonderful week ahead. Until next time, cheers.